This is the land where light is crushed, a land where heroes fall. When the mists come for you, will you stray from your path? Will you kindle the embers of hope, or be lost to the darkness? As you stare into the void stares back and reaches out to clutch you. Your nightmares come to life and stalk your every step. Morality is as gray as the mists that always seem to surround you. Will your better sides prevail? Will you seek to aid the people of Barovia? Or will you succumb to the shadow that rules this land? After all, no one leaves Ravenloft entirely intact.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Character Player, where story is the real DM. We are artists by day, and we're nerds that play D&D by night. And tonight we're diving right back into our Ravenloft campaign. But before we do that, we got some announcements. So, Ricardo.
Yes.
Blayde.
Yes.
Diaz.
Yes.
Take it away.
Okay. We actually have a lot of announcements this week, and some very exciting stuff. So let's get to it. First of all, we have a restructuring and a reformatting of insight checks. So instead of doing live insight checks with individual interviews, we're actually going to be reformatting the show a little bit. And now we're going to be calling it for a little while Insight Check Late Night. So next Monday, March 8th at 7:30 PST here on twitch.tv/characterplayer. You can join Justin and I for Insight Check Late Night, where we'll be discussing Ravenloft and other character player content, as well as shouting out other amazing creators and artists in the community and conversating about some other interesting D&D topics. Please join us again. That's going to be next Monday, March 8th at 7:30 PST here on twitch.tv/characterplayer. And if you out there want to share some of your artwork or anything, or your cosplays, or you just want to pick our brain about some kind of Dungeons & Dragons topic, please DM us on our Instagram and we can include that into our show. Again, that's Instagram @characterplayer. Also, we have another awesome announcement. We have a brand new show that we're going to be premiering this month. We've been working on it for a few months now, and we're really excited to get it off the ground. So on Monday, March 22nd at 7:30 PST, we will be premiering our brand new show, Playtest. In creating our campaigns and one-shots, we found ourselves craving a platform where we could actually test out some of our new ideas and ventures, and through Playtest was born in that way. Playtest will be a monthly show where we will run a completely original one-shot adventure live for one night only. There will be something brought in by maybe one of us or one of our fantastic guest DMs, and for the premiere episode, we'll be having one of our CP guest stars returning to DM for us. Ms. Liz Cecil, our very own Romy from our Ravenloft campaign, will be DMing our very first episode. We are very excited to see what Liz has planned for us with a fresh new adventure of her own creation. There will be some familiar faces that you guys might know from Character Player, and there are going to be some new faces too. So please don't miss out. That is going to be Monday, March 22nd, 7:30 PST here on twitch.tv/characterplayer. Also, a few weeks ago, we had our 1 hour one-shot where we created a pirate heist adventure, and that is on its way. It's in development now. That'll be able to be downloaded very, very soon in a couple weeks. But in the meantime, you can check out some of our other original one-shot adventures like Murder in Richmond Manor, Legends Never Die, Bullets and Bandits, and Magnus's Magnificent Carnival are all available for download on DM's Guild. If you want to have a say in what we create for you, you can. You can be involved in the creative process by letting us know what you'd like to see make its way into our next adventure, by keeping an eye out for an awesome post that we're going to be doing this week, asking for suggestions, or you can always message us on any of our social media platforms. We always want to give thanks to the great sound effects that we use here at D&D, here at Character Player, such as Syrinscape, SwordCoastSoundscapes, and of course David Kaiser Music. And lastly, if you enjoy what we do, please follow us on any of our social medias. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube @Character Player, and Twitter @CharacterPlay. And that is all of our announcements for today.
Sorry, we couldn't hear you. Could you say that again?
No!
That was wonderful. That was a wonderful monologue. I love it.
No!
Well, that is a nice segue into Ravenloft. And welcome back. I'm sorry. Okay.
I got you back.
This is live, guys. This is live.
Last we left off, Newton Fright attempted to sneak his way into the Burgomaster's manor to investigate the seemingly insidious Burgomaster further. Due to some unfortunate luck, he was captured by the Burgomaster's head guard, Ezek Strozny. Luckily, just before his capture, he was able to disguise himself as Kyle the Bard. The Burgomaster sent him to the jail for the evening to await a trial the following day. Meanwhile, the rest of the party made their way back to the Blue Water Inn, where they discussed the dinner and made plans to get out of Vallaki as soon as they could. Until they received a late note from the Burgomaster saying someone had broken into his home and will be going on trial the next day. Eventually, they realized Newton had never come back from his stroll, and thanks to some help from a mysterious ally of Sticky Rock, learned that it was Newton who had been caught. The next day at the trial, Ezra spoke up in defense of Kyle the Bard in an attempt to save their ally, who was given a slightly lesser punishment than what was originally intended. This punishment took the form of some kind of torture, which caused Newton to have tragic visions as he stared past towards a portrait of Strahd in the background. So what we're going to do right now is start with the group in the courtroom. Court has been adjourned and people are beginning to file out. You watched as the Burgomaster had a brief discussion with the elves who led the proceedings before he begins heading out past your row and the elves file off to another room. He tosses you a curious look as he begins to walk out the door as Vallaki citizens smile and nod to him as he goes. What are you all doing?
I'm looking at everybody's faces, like after these court proceedings, like how do the people that were there kind of like feel after something like that kind of thing.
Make an insight check.
19.
As the Burgomaster was walking out, you saw people smiling and nodding, some people even saying, all will be well. And as he walks by, the smiles don't completely fade, but some of the strain in their faces drops. You get the sense that those smiles weren't very authentic.
Yeah.
Aerith, as Andril, is continuing to put on a show, sort of, chittering and chattering to people going by, and saying, "Oh, that was exciting, wasn't it?" Sort of just making nice and making a small scene, but definitely playing the part, and making his way out.
Okay.
Of the courtroom.
Ezra's also making his way out.
All right.
Yeah, I'll follow.
All right, well, as you step outside into the mid-morning haze of Vallaki, the cobblestone streets are somewhat slick from the rain this morning as you step down the steps of the Reformation Center. You see that there's still a smattering of people kind of just lingering around and chatting a bit, almost as though it's after a church sermon. Man, I haven't been in church in ages, so I don't know how to possibly describe that. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
But a lot of people are filtering away from the Reformation Center and going about their business for the day.
Ezra would put his hat back on.
Gotcha.
And then sigh loudly.
Do you think that there's some muffins that we can get for Newton? I mean, it is after church service. Should have lemonade, coffee, some muffins or something.
I don't think he's coming out anytime soon.
Who?
Kyle.
Oh, Kyle. Yes. Well, shall we? Oh no, there's no wine. Oh, it's a dreadful place.
What the fuck are we gonna do, guys?
I could use a drink, I think.
Well, I mean, yes, obviously, but what I mean is like, what in general, like, what the fuck?
I was really hoping that was going to work. I don't know what to do.
It was a good effort. It really was. Like, I wasn't going to get up there. No one was going to listen to me, but I appreciate, I'm sure Kyle would have appreciated you jumping up there.
It was incredibly charitable for you to do that.
Yeah, very bold. Very bold.
Yes. It's a good thing you did. And I'll sort of lean into the both of them and sort of say to Stiki, like, we probably shouldn't talk about this on the street. Like, that's why I was saying we should get a drink.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Do we still have our room at the Blue Water Inn? Like, did we
I think
take
so.
a whole another night?
I believe
I mean,
so, yeah.
we can afford it, and so we could always just get it another room. But seems like we might be staying at least a little longer than we thought.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, let's talk more at the Blue Water. So head over there.
All right, you guys make your way through the streets over to the Blue Water Inn. As you head inside to the tap room, it's pretty quiet at this point. There's a couple people drinking off in a corner. Rictavio is currently playing a tune for them, though he looks a little bit disheartened at the lack of people in the tavern.
I think Ezra would kind of... Is Danica behind the counter?
Yes.
I think he'd just kind of catch her attention and just kind of like, we'll be back down later, but can you charge us for another night, please?
Yeah, sounds good.
And then he'd head up.
Do you guys need those horses today, or?
Maybe hold off on those for the moment. We're going to talk about that right now. Thank you, Danica.
Yeah, sure.
And then Ezra would head back up to the room.
And I'll follow and give a little nod of my hat to Rictavio, and head on up.
You know, he nods back.
Stiki follows.
Yeah. Same.
All right, you guys make your way back into your long room here. What are you all doing?
Oh my God! What are we gonna do? Yeah, how long can he stay as Kyle? I was amazed.
We also don't know what stage 3 does.
Is he
Yeah,
stage 3 or stage 2?
Stage
He's
3.
Does it matter?
3.
Okay.
I assume it probably matters. I mean, otherwise, why would they separate the stages?
Yeah, I mean, at least it wasn't stage 4. Whatever that was, it sounded.
Yeah, I don't
I
even
mean,
want
never want to go to
what
stage 4. I mean,
Yeah.
I like things in 3s anyway. Why is it in 4? Anyway,
I don't even know. No one owes us a favor here, right? We haven't done much.
Well, I was gonna say maybe we could talk to Fiona Voctor or who's the family that he wants
Fiona's
us.
father. She's not here.
She's in town, from everything you
Oh,
guys
she is in town.
Yeah.
Oh, I misunderstood that.
No, the family that the Baron wants us to spy on or to find some dirt on.
Wait, so you want us to get Newton out of trouble with the Burgomaster by going and trying to make a deal with his political enemy?
He wants. Hey, things are about to explode here. We're already strapped with dynamite. We might as well go and get some other help somehow. And he wants us to go.
Dynamite on?
I don't know. It's a bad metaphor. I'm sorry.
We could offer her a deal of some sort. Maybe offer to be something of a double agent if she gets Newton out.
Well, if we're gonna be making deals, wouldn't it make more sense to make a deal with the Burgomaster, who's the one that, honestly, is the person that brought
He thinks Newton's a spy. If we try to get Kyle out by making a deal with the Burgomaster, he's going to think we're spies as well.
We have to talk to.
That seems like a bad play. No spy would do that. A spy would go to his enemy.
No, but the thing is, we're supposed to talk to her anyway. He told us to go talk to her.
We have a perfect alibi.
Exactly. That's why we're twins. We're on the same page here.
Wait, you guys are twins?
Yeah, we look exactly alike. I mean, besides my now blonde hair.
Well, you
but-
both change your appearances and use disguises so frequently. It's hard.
I enhance my appearances. I look like this.
No, that's fair. Stiki, I'm glad you always look the same.
Stiki is like staring at everybody as they're speaking, but his eyes are glazed over. And inside of his head, you just hear doo 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 doo.
I can tell he's engaged in this conversation.
He looks deep in thought.
He's really racking his brain. Stiki is thinking hard on this.
Regardless, I just think that the clock is ticking. You know what I mean? Like
It's also possible that Kyle's. Look, if we don't get him out while he's still Kyle, that means he can't be with us if he's mutant. If they find out he's mutant, he can't be seen with us.
Oh, that's what I mean. Yeah, if he shows up as Newton, the minute he does, we are screwed. We're going to be thrown into stage 3 or 4, probably 4. I'm guessing if there's a 5, we'll be that.
We should go.
But what if there's a 6?
That's not helpful at the moment. My dear.
We gotta go. But what are we gonna do? What do we get? Do we just leave him?
Well, we can't get him out until now. I think we go to Fiona.
I think so too. I think that's our best
and
chance.
if Fiona, I hate to be the one to say it, but if Fiona can't help, we can't come back.
With or without. We'll get to we'll get to that. But first, we should talk to her.
I agree.
Ezra, as you stand there thinking for a moment, you place your hand into your pocket and you feel a crumpled up piece of paper that wasn't there before.
I think we gotta pull it out and kind of look at it.
It says, Andrei Duviskov, Church of St. Andros, a friend. It's signed,
What?
a friend.
What's Aerith's current name?
Andril.
Are they different?
Yes.
Oh, okay. They sound exactly the same.
Are there?
Too many A names going. A and E names.
As we're just, guys? And show it.
I don't know what that is. What that means.
Would you get someone's number? Or what is that?
I don't know. Church of St. Andros?
What?
That's the church in town, right? Yeah. That's the church here in town.
That's all it says?
A friend.
That's not ominous.
But we don't know the name on there.
Well,
You have not heard this name before.
we need friends. We got no friends
Maybe-
right now.
How about... Should we split up? Should two of us go to Fiona and two of us go to Andrew?
My feeling is no on this splitting up. Just because if we need to make a quick getaway, we don't want to leave anyone behind. But is there a reason why you want to split up?
Well, I don't want to waste time. If one of them ends up being a bust, maybe the other one could help.
Well,
I'll be completely honest. Like, I'm not a very good liar. So if I'm gonna be anywhere near Bacter, I won't be able to converse at all.
well, I don't know if you won't have to lie. I mean, I'm planning on.
We're kind of
Tell the
going
truth.
in there with slightly ulterior motives.
All right, well, then let's make a decision now. Are we going to the church first or to Fiona first?
Does it say a time on your little note?
It did not, right?
Nope.
It does not. What's the name on it exactly?
The name is Andrei Duviskov. Duve. SKOV.
Church. Let's go to the church.
All right. It's closer anyway, I imagine. Let's go.
Alright, you guys head back out into the streets to make your way over to the church, and with that, we will jump over to Newton. Or to Kyle, I should say. Kyle, you are heaving as you stare unblinkingly ahead at the twisted portrait of Strahd von Zarovich. A figure dressed in red moves around the front of the chair to block your view. You recognize this as the one who gave you this punishment, who oversaw your trial. Are you okay, Kyle? He reaches a hand up and kind of nods to two figures behind you that you don't see currently, who tighten the straps on your head, pulling you back up, tight against the chair. He puts his hand up against your cheek, tenderly, lovingly. I know this hurts. I know how hard it is. This is the way that we stay safe. This is the way we survive. We are here to protect you, to ensure that you are never ensnared by the devil's grasp. You see that, don't you? It's a bitter pill to swallow, but one that will help you immensely once it's down. Shall we start again? Make a persuasion check.
I think it's +5.
Warlock's 13.
Oh, an 11.
Oof.
He nods to the other two, who bring the bindings tighter around your forehead, around your wrists. The clamps on the eyes that they had taken off momentarily, they start to place back on as they pull your pupil or your eyelids open. Very much Clockwork Orange. I know. But in the end, we will save you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Save and throw. All right. 18 is pretty good.
Okay. You feel this, like someone's tinkering around in your brain. Like they're like almost like you're being lobotomized, and they're moving bits of your brain around. But you're able to shake it off, and the darkness and the visions that were about to come back are gone. You get the sense that currently they're not aware of that, but whether or not they will be in a moment. What are you doing? Shut him up. And one of them grabs a gag and tries to put it in your mouth. Let's try this again. Need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
KTB.
19.
Okay. Again, you feel this force against your brain. It feels like it's going to break. You're fighting against it with as much strength and willpower as you have, but you're able to shake off the effects of whatever spell this is. The more you resist, the higher chance that you'll turn to the devil. And this elf turns and gestures to the portrait on the wall. Is that what you want? Do you want your soul to be gone? To be corrupted? He grabs your face with both of his hands, kisses you on the forehead, and looks you in the eye. And let me save you. Slides his hand up to the top of your forehead. I need another wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
It's a 15.
Okay. Your vision begins to darken once again. And suddenly you're back in your home. Just like you remembered growing up. You look around and you feel oddly peaceful. It smells like your mother's cooking something. The flames are licking up your body, you're screaming in agony, and is that the flowers that you used to love so much? And there's your mom. She turns and smiles at you as she coughs blood out all over her dress, screaming in agony, and gestures for you to come closer. That warm smile on her face. Every step you get closer, the smile fades, and her face convulses into this twisted agony as the ground you're walking on is now covered in a layer of blood. You look down at your hands and see the blood all over you. The laughter begins to rise louder and louder as you see behind your mother screaming in agony, Strahd von Zarovich, but still somehow the laughter is overpowering it. And you hear, "Oh, Newton, this is not for us. They don't know what they're dealing with. Come, let me play with them a little bit. Let me out."
No!
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm gonna use my card of inspiration.
Do it.
Gonna be a 15 with my 2 that I pulled.
Okay.
That's rough.
You scream no in agony. And then this pain that you're feeling, this emptiness, it's kind of funny, right? I mean, isn't it kind of funny? This pain, these tricks they're pulling on you, it's kind of funny. You start laughing. You start laughing almost like you almost try to stop yourself for a moment, but then why are you stopping yourself? This is funny. There's nothing wrong with it being funny. This is funny. Your mother's screaming in pain and agony. It's so funny. And the vision of your mother begins to fade and the room starts to come back into focus, and you see those people that have tied you up here, and they don't look so confident right now. And that's hysterical. It is hysterical. And let's jump over to the other group. But before we do that, Seth, I'm going to send you something right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to send it via email. While we're with the other group, please look it over. Let me know if you got it.
Yes.
Cool. So, the rest of the group. You make your way easily enough to the Church of St. Andrew's. You see the large steeple rising up out of the mist. There's a thin layer of fog all around. It's a great sweater you got there, Ezra.
It's fur. It's real fur.
Yeah.
Very fancy.
But easily enough, you guys make your way into the church. The doors are open. What are you doing?
Should I just start shouting his name?
No. Shh.
As
Does
you
it look
walk
like?
in, you do see that some of the kids from the orphanage are there talking with Father Lucian, who's not really preaching, but just kind of standing on the side.
I think Ezra would kind of hang back a second and just kind of like watch and see. Like, we know who Lucian is. Have we met an Andre before?
You have not.
I think Ezra would give it like a minute and see if anyone else was around.
Okay. You currently don't see anyone else around. You do notice throughout this sermon, Milivoj is there with a lot of the children, and the sermon is kind of scattered with coughs. Milivoj is looking like he's a little bit under the weather. And you also hear every now and then, "Ah, cool."
Yeah.
And then, looks like Father Lucian is finishing up with them. They all get up and follow Milivoj back out.
I think Ezra would, once like everyone was kind of emptied out, he'd kind of walk down to go. He'd be like, "Hello, Father."
Ah, hello again. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing quite well, thank you. Just had some time with the little ones. That one boy, he calls himself Freak. He is something.
He is certainly a character.
Oh, sorry. There's someone shouting outside the church.
Oh dear. I noticed a bit of a cough. Are you feeling all right?
Oh no, it wasn't me. That was Milivoj.
Oh.
Looks like he's been a bit sick. I told him to take the day off of working on the church.
Ah, I see. Is he the only one that works here with you?
Irina has been very helpful as well. Just Irina and Milivoj, really. Every now and then, a town's member will come along and volunteer for a day or two.
Anyone? I mean, I hate to see you here all alone, working such a large church by yourself.
No, I rather enjoy it, actually.
Huh. Bit of solitary balm for the soul.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
I hate to be abrupt. Do you happen to know anyone named Andre?
I do not.
I heard the name somewhere when we were outside of the Reformation Center, and it was some connected to this church somehow, and I was curious.
That is curious indeed. I don't believe I've ever met an Andre.
Can I roll an insight check? Can I see if he's just...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and perhaps it's his last name. Maybe he doesn't go by his first name. Duveskov.
I'm afraid I don't know anyone by that name or that last name either.
22.
Yeah, he's lying like a mofo.
Yeah. Ezra would kind of nod. And then just kind of lean in and just softly, "You know, you can trust us, right, Father? You need not fear anything from us."
Make a persuasion check.
I just lean in really closely to him.
19.
Are you going to say something too? All right.
Yes.
He looks around and says, give me a moment. Walks to the front of the church, closes the doors, and you hear a loud lock. And as he turns back to you all and turns into Strahd.
The big bad guys. Let me get the boss music going.
Says, into my office, perhaps. Gestures to the doorway as he walks inside.
Ezra would follow.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Okay. Stiki.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Stiki goes too.
Gotcha.
Okay, I'm gonna try and deal with this, y'all. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're totally fine.
So they're screaming outside my window. Okay, I'll be right back.
Stiki takes a smoke break. Stiki's like, guys, I'll be back. We'll have a little smoke outside. I'll be good. So you three head into his quarters. And he turns and says, so, how did you learn of that name? Of that man?
Can I just see, like, you know, when you, can I vibe check him? Can I see, like, does it seem like he doesn't like Andre, or if, like, he's protecting Andre?
Yeah, go and make an insight check. Actually, you know what? We'll count it with your last one, because I think it's kind of vibe. Unless what's that?
Got a nat 20, so let's count
Sure,
this
I mean,
one.
either way. Either way, you get the sense that that he is more protective rather than this person did something bad or something along those lines. Yeah.
I think Ezra would kind of like take a second just to like look at him, you know, give that little vibe check look, and then reach into his pocket and pass him the small paper.
Who is your friend that gave you this?
I don't know. I found it in my pocket this morning.
Well, I'm curious. You see, Andre's, he's the man who was able to escape the Reformation Center. And I'm curious as to why someone would tell you to look for him.
Well, it seems we need a similar magic trick performed. One of our companions has been taken and is in the process of being reformed.
See. And you would like to speak with Andre, I presume.
Yes, if we could.
Possible.
I should warn you. He isn't all there. The Reformation Center, it can break the mind.
No, I'm not listening to her. I'm right here fighting for you. I'm right here fighting for you, Rosie. Please.
Shall we? Follow me, please. He starts leading you back out into the church proper and walks you towards the back of the altar. You see he starts to pull a rug up, and there is a little latch, a little trap door underneath. Pulls it open, says, "Follow me." Begins walking down into the undercroft.
Ezra would just kind of like look back at the group and just in case, if you would like to stay here, I understand. But I'm good.
I'm going.
Okay. I just wanted to get a question just in case. And then head down.
Yeah, I think anyone who can do anything against this Reformation is the person we want to talk to. This is disgusting what's going on here.
All right. Stiki, make your way down as well.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay. So you guys head down into the undercroft. As you do, you see Father Lucian. The ladder kind of ends in this small little hallway. It's a little bit damp down here. You see there's a large iron door to the left as you come down. But he starts leading you down a passage on the right. As he does so, he grabs a torch off the wall, and you watch as he casts the light cantrip onto it. And so you guys have some light down there as you begin to walk, making your way through these small, kind of narrow hallways, a little bit claustrophobic. You do eventually get to another door. And opening it up, you see this small, hastily put together bedroom. And inside, you see a small man, balding on top, with brown hair, but mostly gray at this point. He's kind of fiddling with his hands as Father Lucian opens the door. And he says, yeah, Father, strangers. Hello, Andre. These are friends who want to help. Friends. Hello, my name is Andre. Friends.
Hello, Andre. I'm Ezra.
Ezra, friend, stranger.
Friend.
Friend.
Hi.
These are my friends. This is Havok.
Havok.
No, that's just my name. This is my name.
Sorry, what?
Call me H.
Friend. Stranger, friend.
And then Andrew and Stiki.
Hello.
Stiki, hello.
Hello there. Hello, Stiki, friend, stranger. Andrew,
Hey.
friend, stranger.
I'm not a stranger. My name is Stiki. See, now we know each other. Now we're friends.
We're friends.
Yeah.
Friends.
Yeah.
How can I help you?
Well,
Friends.
our friend Newton is in trouble.
He's in trouble. Trouble's not good.
You know how you escaped trouble.
What?
You know how you escaped trouble. How you got out. Of what happened to you.
How I got out. Is that what I did? I got out. I don't think I did. I think it's...
You're not there. You're not there.
I'm going to try and move closer to him and put my hands out and say, I'm going to try to help you. I'm going to attempt to cast Calm Emotions.
Okay. Is that a touch spell?
Yes, I believe so.
As you reach to touch him, he leaps back onto his bed. No!
Wait. No, sorry, it's not a touch. With 60 feet. 60 feet. Within 60 feet.
He leaps back anyway because
Okay.
I already did that. And just says, no, please, I'm sorry. I'm
just gonna whisper very softly and gently and do the hand motions, and this like blue glow is gonna come from my fingertips and is just going to kind of extend out and almost like envelop him like a hug.
Okay.
It is a wisdom saving throw unless he just accepts it.
He can choose to fail it, yeah.
Yeah, and you get the sense that he, for some reason, does not resist it.
What? So suppresses any frightened effects till the spell ends. 1 minute concentration.
So sorry. I lost
It's okay.
lost my cool there.
It's alright.
So you have a friend in the in the Reformation Center?
Yes, we do. And we want to get him out.
Get him out. That's tough. That's tough. It's gonna be tough. But it's not impossible. What does he what stage is he in?
3.
He's going to stage 3, yeah. Did they start at the beginning? They start with stage 1?
If you get sentenced to a stage, that's where you start.
Oh, okay.
Stage 3.
It's not good. That's not a good one.
If you don't mind me asking,
None of them.
can I ask what stage you were sentenced to before? If that's all right.
I did stage 3.
Oh, fuck.
Well, time is of the essence. Is there a...
You want to know how I got out? That's right.
Yeah.
I had to dig a hole. Days and 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 days. I dug a hole and I dug it deep into the ground, deep into the dirt. Because that's what I am. I'm filth. And I dug into the filth. And I found my way out.
Is that hole still there?
I think so. I don't know. I think so. I came out on the western side.
Of the Reformation Center or of the
That's right.
The wall?
The Reformation Center.
Okay.
I honestly don't know how I made away from the guards, but I did.
Can you
Would
tell
you be
us...
able to make us a crude map?
Map. To what? To make one?
Just of where you got out and what cell you were in.
I don't remember the cell I was in. They had me in. I started in stage 3, but they said I wasn't taking, and so then I got moved to stage 4, and then I got moved to stage 5. I was in stage 5 for many days, long time. And sorry, what was the question? A map.
Yeah, can you tell us where we might find your tunnel? Could you draw us a map?
Yeah. I can't draw a map, but if you give me a map,
okay,
I can do that. At this point, your spell's beginning to wear off, Havok.
It's on the western side though. What's near it?
Some bushes, some bushes. All will be well.
I'm gonna look at it and I'm just gonna like kind of make eye contact and say, stay with us. You're still safe. We're still with you. It's fine. You're okay. Stay with us.
Make a persuasion check.
That's a natural 18. That's it. 18.
There's a path. A path that the cook would take in. It's by there, but the path's on the south gate, so you have to go past it to the west gate, and then you'll be there. It would be amongst the shrubs. It might be tough for some of you. You, Stiki friend. It'd be tough for you to get through.
It's small?
Small. Very small.
Could I fit, do you think?
Yeah, you might be able to. No, to be tight, but you can. But your friend, if he's at stage 3, he's not going to be down there. No, I'll be keeping him upstairs.
How long? Do they take him to the cell at night, or only if the stage doesn't take?
If he's stage 3, and they'll keep him in the upstairs at night. If he goes to stage 4, he'll be moved down to the quiet place. If he goes to stage 5, he'll be in the darkness. That's where he'll be.
Thank you, Andre. You've been very helpful.
I'm a bad man.
No, you're not.
I'm a bad man. All will be well. All will be well. Friends.
Friends.
If you need us or anything, please just tell Father and he'll let us know.
Father, yes. Father. Yes.
Goodbye, Andre.
Bye.
He just sits back on his bed. You see him kind of clawing at his knees for a moment and then kind of soothingly patting himself. As you guys walk out back into the Undercroft with Father Lucian. With that, we're going to jump over to Kyle the Bard. Kyle, you saw what I sent you. What are you doing?
Oh, I have a lot of questions about what you sent me. It's a lot. So, I mean, right now, if we're looking at Kyle the Bard looks very, very different.
Go ahead and paint the scene for us.
So, Kyle is now, his skin has become a dark green rot, but his eyes are piercingly gold, like almost like more copper, like shining copper. And his hair, it almost flows on its own, and it changes color. Like it changes from like dark purples to dark greens to yellows. Like it changes, like almost like Tonks from Harry Potter, but yeah. So that's what I got right now in terms of his looks.
And as you are sitting there in the chair, you can't help but laugh. You look at these three elves who are now grouped together, and some of them, or one of them at least, fell to the ground. The other two helped him up. They're kind of backing up against the wall, holding their hands out, and it's hilarious. They're so scared. It's so funny. They're so scared. They're scared they're gonna die. Isn't that funny? Kyle, whatever you are doing, stop. Stint.
He cast Witch Bolt.
Okay. And this is at 5th level, I believe, right?
It's 9th level.
No, your spell slots only go up to 5th, if I'm not mistaken.
No, because of Mystic Arcanum. So I get one spell that is level 9.
Holy crap!
Does not use spells.
Witch Bolt at 9th level.
What?
Which one are you attacking?
I mean, there's 2 of them.
There's 3 in front of you.
Okay, I'm attacking the one that touched me last.
Okay, so this is the bald one with the tattoos who's been talking to you the most.
Is that 9d12?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you guys are gonna have to bear with me because this is kind of new. This is new for me, so I don't know. This is Justin leading me, so
This is why you need more dice.
Well, for those of you, I don't know if I should say it.
Don't say anything.
I'll tell you guys at the break.
Boy.
So I don't know how this works. Really.
So Witch Bolt, let's check that spell and see if you have to even roll to hit first.
Mm-hmm.
It is a roll to hit. It is an attack.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you're gonna have to roll to hit.
Okay.
Wherever you spell attack.
Spell attack, yeah.
This could be really lame if.
It's a really awesome destructive beam of light. That's the wall.
All right. I rolled a 14.
14 just hits.
Okay. So now I rolled 12 or 9d12s.
Uh-huh.
If you want to just
9D.
say the numbers, I'll add them up for you, so you can just.
I think I can use my Fiend's Assistance and add one more d10 to that.
You can if you think you need it.
So just say the numbers, and I'll write them down.
7,
Okay.
5,
Okay.
2,
Okay.
11, 6, 3, 10, 1.
How do you want to do this, Kyle?
Shit.
So, like, what we see is Kyle the Bard, or not Kyle the Bard, whatever this thing is. The closest thing I can describe it, have you guys seen Lestat from
Yes.
Lestat? It's like, he looks like that, but with, like,
After the swamp.
this, like, flowing amoebus hair that is, like,
Almost like it's in fluid.
yeah.
Like it's got that like weird. Okay.
And so as he looks up, his eyes go bright. His eyes go bright red, and his hair turns into flame. And he just. And there's this.
And this thing just consumes this first one. It gets tossed up against the wall, splayed out, almost like a giant hose of water spraying them back, and they just can't fight off the force. And within an instant, you see them go unconscious behind this bolt. Now, you can keep this bolt on them if you'd like.
Yeah, it's what I have to do every turn, right?
Yes.
Until I do something else.
You can just choose on each of your turns to do deal 1d12 lightning damage.
Yeah. Because right now it just is basically staying on him. So the other two jump back for a moment, but they're going to use their turns to. One of them just shouts out, "Gods! Gods!" and starts to drag the lifeless body away from the bolt, but the bolt is just staying on the body as he's moving this body out of the room. The other one kind of looks at him and looks back at you, and is going to cast another spell at you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Let me see my little.
Yeah, you should have a higher saving throw at this point.
Saving throws. Okay. 10.
Oof.
Okay. Your spell dissipates as suddenly you feel your body start to seize up momentarily. But the laughter, for some reason, you're still able to laugh. You know this spell, it should completely hold you, but you're still able to laugh. They get the other body out of the room, and the other one starts backing up, looking at you. You need to stop this right now, or things are not going to end well for you. All right, at this point, go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw.
15.
Okay, with that, you feel control come back to your body. What are you doing? Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. You're still feeling funny. You're still feeling laughy, but you just feel like you can move again.
Okay. Yes. This is like we gotta talk, because I gotta figure out what. So I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna kill them. That's the goal, is to kill them. So
Newton feels that thought in his head spring up. It's funny because it starts out in your voice, then you hear it kind of switch to, "Hey, I'm gonna kill them." That's what the thought is. That's the thought.
So, I could use some help here, team. What is the most powerful? Like, is Witch Bolt the most powerful Warlock spell?
It's among them.
So
It's
you
up
have
there.
you have some 5th level spells. Let me give you the ones that you have. You have Flame Strike, which is a 46 fire damage and 46 radiant damage on a failed save.
Okay.
Both? It's 8d6.
You have Dance Macabre, which is... Oh, that's only for corpses, actually.
I mean, is there anything that hits 2 people that you got right now? Because you got those 2 in front of you.
In area of effect stuff.
Yeah, an area of effect.
You could try Wall of Fire, potentially.
You could trap them in the room by
Let's do the wall of fire then.
Okay.
Let me look that up. I'm sorry, guys. This is
I got it right here.
No, you're
You're totally fine. I got it right
man.
here.
This is awesome.
So you can make a wall up to 60 foot long, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick, or a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter, 20
Can I
feet
just
high.
shoot it straight down the hallway like a?
Yeah, so it like covers the door too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So suddenly, as this one is starting to make its way to the stairs too, this last elf, the fire goes up, and those two are going to have to make a dex saving throw, and I'm going to have him do it at a disadvantage since he's carrying a body. That's a natural 1. So, go ahead and roll 5d8, Newton.
And the body auto fails, doesn't it? The unconscious dude.
Yes, it does.
Oh no.
Some elf kebabs here.
5d8. Here we go.
All right.
7.
7.
6.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
7.
Okay.
8.
All right. That's 33 damage.
Okay, you can't see this other figure, but you hear a horrible scream as this fellow jumps back into the small little room you saw before. Not where you can see him, but just back into that little alcove area. Meanwhile, you hear him screaming and trying to pull the charred corpse of the first elf out of the way. But you get the sense that that one is completely dead. And man, is it funny. You look at that one, the one nearest you is crying right now. It's so funny. And the one that is near you looks at you. And sorry, give me just a moment here. Looks at you and he says, stop this right now.
Wanna let me go?
I need you to make a let me see here. Wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
18.
So this has no effect. He casts this spell at you, and you start to see something being formed, this illusion in front of you, and laughing, you just go, blows out.
Can I eat it?
Yeah, sure. You kinda...
I just go.
Your hands are still restrained, mind you. You've been doing all of this, just casting.
So it's like a snapping turtle. It's like.
Yeah. It's your turn. What do you want to do?
Can I get out of my bonds? Is that possible?
Make a strength check. Or how would you like to get out?
Oh. I'm still not very strong.
Oh. Sorry.
Fuck. It's just like I'm sure there's a way.
Make a wisdom saving throw, Newton.
Okay. Oh, a 9.
You don't feel like you're in control anymore. As your hands start to pull back against the restraints, an eldritch energy courses through them as the shackles shoot off. And you see the elf in front of you, his eyes go wide as you bring it down to your ankles and do the same thing. And you even bring it up to your head, and you just blast one to the back. You take 9 points of damage as it fires back against your own head, and you kind of crack back and just, that'll wake you up. And you walk up to this figure who's cowering, looking at you. He's going to try one more time to cast a spell. Make a wisdom saving throw.
14.
Okay. As you walk up, still out of control, you're not doing this, but it's what you want. It's what you want. You needed this. You needed someone else to show you the way. And as you raise up your fists with eldritch energy ready to pound into this elf, suddenly a shadow falls over the room. The elf is gone. And instead, you see rising out of the abyss someone that you yourself don't know, and yet you feel like you've been afraid of them your entire life. And the laughter turns to one of fear. No, I'm sorry. As you fall down to the fetal position, you take 14 points of damage, psychic damage, and you are frightened.
Okay.
So it's your turn. But because you are frightened, all you can do is try to move away from this figure. And still, you're out of control. So, falling to the ground, you push yourself back, laughing maniacally, looking at this demon rising out of the abyss in front of you. You see the wall of fire you created. And looking at him in fear, you start to willingly back up into it. You take 14 points of fire damage as you just start backing your way up the stairs through your very own wall of fire. In fact, go ahead and make a constitution check for me.
Fucking A. Alright. Constitution. Okay. Wait, I'm confused.
Roll
So-
a d20 and add your constitution.
Okay. Natural 20.
Okay, so your fire does stay up as you're taking this pain and backing up further and further into it till you get up to the room where you see the other figure helping the charred corpse of his sibling out of the fire and crying over, and he sees you and starts to back up. He takes a quick healing potion. Newton. Darkness overtakes you. And let's jump back over to the other group. So,
Do we hear fire truck sirens? There's something going on downtown. No, it's okay.
you guys just left Andre's room. You're in the Undercroft. Father Lucian turns to look at all of you. So, I thank you for being so gentle with him.
Thank you for letting us speak with him.
Of course. You plan to break in there.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, you
It's
know how you
best
said
to
earlier how
prepare-
you're bad at lying? You know, I can see that.
I
can see
didn't say
now.
that earlier.
It's best you don't know the details, Father, for your own safety.
Your friend is
One
inside.
sec.
Yes.
And, Newton.
Yes.
kind of reaches down into his pouch, pulls out these 2 little rocks. These are, well, you might want to try to notify him if you can that you're gonna save him, and these are sending stones.
Oh.
How do we get one to them?
Well, I don't know that part, but I'm sure there are ways, and regardless, I think you could put them to better use than I have in the past 10 years.
Thank you.
Of course.
Ezra would carefully tuck them away.
Well, perhaps we have this conversation back in the church.
Yes.
Climbs back up.
All right.
You guys are back in the church. He's pushing the rug back over the trapdoor and...
All right. Well, thank you, Father. I guess while we're here, do you know, just what is your feeling about Fiona Wachter?
To be quite honest, I just don't know her that well. Some people say that she is in league with the devil, but I've seen nothing to indicate that from the few times I've even seen her.
Does she attend your services?
No, I don't see her very frequently.
Is she... Is there reason that the people fear her besides the rumors that...
I don't know how many of the people fear her other than the burgomaster and those loyal to him and those, well, those not wanting to incur his wrath for...
Why does the burgomaster fear her so much?
I think he believes that she wants to take his spot.
Does she?
Does she have a rightful claim to it?
No, but the burgomaster is a bit of a paranoid man.
I can see that.
Any man who has to consistently say all will be well, well, he probably doesn't truly believe that.
We, at any moment, we could be discovered in connection to Newton. He's now himself at the moment, but it could be discovered, our connection to him. If that were to happen, we would need to flee and probably not return. Just thank you for everything that you've done, and please look over Irina.
Of course. I wish you the best of luck. Your group has been a ray of sunshine in an otherwise bleary land.
Thank you, Father. It's good to hear that.
Well, unless there's something else I can do for you.
No,
I
we
should
would.
probably open the church so that it doesn't seem too suspicious.
Yeah, we've taken enough of your time. All right, thank you, Father.
Of course. He goes and unlocks the doors and opens them up for you all to leave.
I think Ezra would press just 5 gold into his hand and be like, I know it's not much, but just for your help and everything you do.
Thank you. I know I can trust your group to say nothing of our friend.
Thank you.
May the morning lord's light be upon you and your friend.
Morning Lord guide you.
And also with you.
With that, he smiles and heads back in.
To
Should we?
maybe just scope out the Reformation Center, maybe try to find the place that Andre was talking about, so that we at least know where it is, and we can go from there.
I guess I wanted to suss out Fiona Voctor, but I feel like things could go wrong at any moment. So yeah, we should probably head over there to the Reformation Center.
Okay.
Ray of sunshine. He called me a ray of sunshine. That's funny. I've never been called that before.
You all right there, Havok?
No, it's just funny to me. I've never been called that before. It's interesting.
Does it feel good?
Yeah.
I think you're a ray of sunshine.
All right, I think you're a ray of sunshine.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're so nice.
I looked
You're
at
so nice.
We should compliment Havok more often. Look at her.
You're a ray of sunshine too, Ezra. Andrew, you're a ray of sunshine as well.
Wow, Havok, you're glowing.
Like a ray of sunshine!
All right,
Wow.
now you all, let's go.
Wow. What a good day.
This is a very bad day.
As Havok says, what did they say? It starts to rain.
You know, I like the rain. It's okay. I'll make a rainbow because I'm a ray of sunshine.
You're gonna start making your way back to the Reformation Center. As you draw closer, you see a contingent of guards rushing into the building. Seem to be alarmed about something.
Okay.
You don't think this has anything to do with
Oh,
Kyle, do you?
I think it's the end of your good day. This is what's.
I think this just became a very no good, very bad, terrible day.
We don't know that for sure.
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah, we do.
everything's fine.
We don't know
What
that.
you notice is looking
it-
at the sorry.
I was just saying, is there like a moment where the guards, there's no more guards piling in, but the door is still kind of open?
So what you do notice is that the guards head into the not through the courtroom doors, but you see next to the entrance of the courtroom to the right, you see a gated fence that surrounds an outer yard. And you see the guards going through that way. Now they've closed the gated fence behind them. But what you also notice is that all of the guards that were in the yard have ran inside.
Alright.
Should we use this moment? Find that entrance he was talking about. We'll find another way.
The one with the bushes, the one on the west side, I think.
What a stroke of luck, right?
I don't know about that.
I don't know if it's luck yet. We'll
That
see if we find the
Oh,
line.
crazy that there's some kind of incident going on that's I'm sure not Newton related. And now we have a chance to be able to look around without anybody seeing us. This is perfect.
We'll see.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate your enthusiasm and your optimism, though, Havok.
Well, that's what rays the sunshine do.
All right, you're going to let that go straight to your head, aren't you?
Honestly, it's a unique feeling.
Yeah, but
Okay.
don't be blinded by the sunshine, okay? Just,
Pretty singular. If we're too close to the sun, I am the sun.
Yeah, we're about to be burned here. Yeah, okay. Let's check it out. The west side. The bushes.
As we're heading over to the west side, does it look like there are any subtle entrances on our way there?
Subtle how do you mean?
Like a hole in the outer fence, or because you said pretty much all the guards are inside right now, right?
That's true. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh, 4.
It looks pretty secure.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm looking for those shrubs.
Okay. Making your way around, I need you to make, as you get to the side of the fence that Andre told you all about, make an investigation check.
Ooh,
All of us? Just him?
Whoever's looking.
That is not one of my
Um,
good steps.
Or Someone can do it at advantage, or both roll.
I'll give it an advantage to someone because that is a -1 for investigation for me. So.
Okay.
As they're as they're checking that out, I kind of want to take a few steps away, and sort of you see Andrew's shoulders kind of hunch over, and close his eyes, and he's going to really listen hard for any sort of presences or spirits and the tales of this particular place. And I'm going to roll my bardic inspiration to get one of my tales of the beyond to hold for this next portion.
Okay. What was you guys' investigation check?
10.
Looking around, you can't seem to find it. It looks like it must be well hidden or something. You're having trouble finding anything that looks too noticeable with that roll.
He mentioned a kitchen path. Can I find a kitchen path and then go from there?
Yes, that's easy enough to do. Looking at the outer gates, you do see... Sorry, give me a moment here to pull up the map. You do see a path heading in kind of by where you're at, but a little bit to the south, and it's a gate that is just at the corner where the turn is of the gates, if that makes sense.
Ezra would kind of look at them and be like, should we just go in that way?
Yes. It'll work out, I'm sure.
Will it? I don't know about that.
What could go wrong?
Wait, DM, what number is it by that we're at currently?
Sorry, say that once more.
What number are we by on the map?
What number are you by? Oh, on the
The Velaki.
Oh, I don't have that Velaki map. Hold
Oh,
on.
okay. No worries. I'm just trying to get a sense of where we are. And how far the...
Kind of by the Burgomaster's Mansion, which is to the southwest.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Does anyone else think that... Never mind. I'll say this later. I had a thought. I don't want to say it.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'll say it to you guys privately, but I'm not going to say it on there.
Okay, well, I don't know. Even if we get him out, making a run for it, it's going to be...
That's true.
I think near impossible with the gates all being covered by the Burgomaster's men.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
So I think
Ezra would
stealthy is the way to go.
If we could somehow not be noticed, if we could get him out, he can just become Newton, and then everybody's looking for Kyle.
Andra, what was your role to contact or see if there are other spirits?
It was 11. The celestial.
Okay. After a moment, as you're sitting there, you start to hear these whispers in the back of your head. And the story you're told, or at least the knowledge that just kind of flows into you momentarily, is that this Reformation Center wasn't here always. You're watching as it's being built, and you see these 3 elves pointing at it. It's weird because this story is starting at one point in time, then backing up, and then going forward. So you're seeing the center itself being in different stages of completion. At one moment, you see those 3 elves walking through the gates, beaten, bloodied, falling down, screaming about the devil. At another, you see the Burgomaster clutching their hands, shaking them. At another, you see them building. Another, you see a boy, one that's recognizable to you, walk into the Reformation Center. You see this same boy talking with the elves and walking away. You see a man clawing out of the dirt, gasping on the ground and crawling away. And then you're back.
Andrew, who is the boy? Answer me.
Come, you've met him before. I know he caught your eye.
I don't have time for games. Andrew, tell me, who is he?
Make a persuasion check. At disadvantage.
Yes, sir. Alright, that's going to be a 15.
That was the Burgomaster's son. Don't you think you're missing the obvious there, my lovely? So cute to watch you think. Come on, put it together. 2 plus 2 equals...
Shut up. Alright, okay. Alright, and he sort of shakes out of it, and goes back to the group. I just... how do I say this? The Burgomaster's son, he has an inn with the elves here. I'm not quite sure what the connection is, but I think we're missing an opportunity with the son, and maybe we can work that angle in some way.
Son?
Yes, the one that he was trying to set up with Irina.
Yeah, he doesn't like his dad.
Yeah.
What do you mean he was here with the elves? The ones that conducted the...
Yes, the judges. Yeah, the judges at the trial.
Like he was reformed here, or...
Maybe? Did he seem different when he left the place?
Not from what you could tell.
No, these elves, they weren't always in this sort of position of power. I believe that they were tortured and reformed in their own way by the Burgomaster, and now they're doing his work. But I don't think they're doing it. I think they're only doing it for the moment, and perhaps we can work with them to overthrow the Burgomaster. I don't know. It's all just images, and
if there's anybody around us here, like.
Make a perception check.
14.
You see people walking by, not really paying any mind, just walking. But nothing too odd with that roll. Andrew, you do see standing by the spot where the man out of the dirt came.
I see him.
You do. His red hair kind of blows in the wind a bit.
You should probably keep your voice down when you say stuff like that. Just like, keep it cool, guys. Come on.
Come on, just follow me. And Aerith walks towards the figure.
Okay.
Without looking to see if anyone's following, and I'll go up too.
Ezra would go.
I'll follow.
He just looks at you as you get close to him. Kind of stop. He gestures you a little bit closer.
I stop. And I sort of turn to look at everyone, and...
You feel a hand push your face back. And he looks down at the ground.
Thank you.
that's where we're going to take a break.
Oh boy.
All right.
boy.
Well, we will be back in a short amount of time to see what happens to our adventurers next.
Oh, hello. Please, no. No, don't get up. Pleased to meet you. My name is Newton. Newton Fright. When it comes to most things, truthfully, I'd rather not, if given the option. No, not that I have a problem or anything. It's just things tend to go awry when I get involved, so I'd rather not. Understand? And now you want to know about my past. Which past? No, I mean I have a witch past, as in I was raised by witches. Have I mentioned I like puns?
Yeah, I see you staring, and I know what you're thinking. Like I'm some savage beast. I guess there's some truth to that. I mean, I grew up like most gnomes do, in a marauding pack raiding the weak to survive. And I was a handful. I mean, I caused so much trouble, the pack gave me the name Havok. And that was going to be my life. Until I found a new path with the Guardian Light. I still feel all those primal urges the way I did before, but now there are these new desires. The desire to protect. So keep staring if you want. I just may have your back one day. And maybe you'll see me in a new light. A Guardian Light.
Oh, golly, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to bump into you. Oh, no. Please don't be afraid. I know I look scary and green and have tusks, but really I have a banjo. Want to hear me play? No? Well, you look like a trustworthy person, right? I can trust you? I'm afraid of everything. Figure that. A half-orc the size of an orangutan, terrified of literally everything. Irony is not lost on me. Anyway, have a beautiful day. Know of any flower fields I can take a nap in?
Thanks for the drink, stranger. Where'd I learn how to play like that? My muses rent their abilities for the night. Their price is undivided attention and rivers of ale. Where am I from? I'm from the echoes of Yukon with a broken voice, the wandering melodies of Jack's Polaricide, the breath between Herod McQueen's finishing note and thunderous applause. The pull at your belt from a too heavy money pouch. Mine's not tugging too hard at the moment, but please, ask me more personal, probing questions. Will I come to your party? Yes, I've heard of your carousing. Did I hear right that you woke up drunk with... Oh, it's happened before? Oh, I'm sure the priest didn't mind at all, but let me ask you this. Do you know the name Gaad? Never heard of him? Good. Well, I will come play for you and your rich friends. It would be your pleasure, I'm sure.
Oh, hello. Aren't you beautiful? I'm Ezra. Bess.
Lovely to meet you. Please don't touch the hair. It is as luscious as it looks, but we're not that close yet, darling. Oh, you're here for one of my parties. I'm afraid I haven't thrown one in quite some time, actually. I wasn't aware there were still people around that used to go. Well, it's always good to see a friendly face, and such a pretty one at that. Who knows? Maybe another party will be in the near future. Yes, I'll be sure to invite you. Ta-ta now.
And welcome back. So, we are going to jump back. Ricky, gosh darn you. Trying to be serious here. Dark storytelling, bro. We're going to jump back over to Newton. So, Newton, your eyes blink open on the floor. Your face is pushed into the wooden floor. You don't feel that funny anymore. Kind of looking around. The first thing you notice is the 5 guards that have you surrounded with their swords drawn, pointed at you.
So, what do I look like right now?
You probably don't know that.
Okay. Can I investigate?
You start to push yourself up, and you don't see the youthful hands of Kyle.
Okay. So they're dark green rot hands?
No. You get the sense they are just Newton's hands.
Oh, Newton's not old.
It's different. Kyle has the skin of a little baby.
It really should be Kyle the baby.
I'm Newton, right?
So right now, you're Newton. Yeah.
Classic Newton.
Oh.
Okay.
Newton, the OG.
Okay.
Ba-da-da-da-da.
I mean, he just gets up if he can. And
you start to stand up. The guards kind of back up with their swords still drawn at you. One of them says, "Hands in the air! Hands in the air!"
I mean, so imagine Newton's head like a hollowed out basin. His thoughts are just totally empty, and he just raises his hands.
Right. Yeah, put the manacles on him. You see one of the guards look back. Put the manacles on him. Another guard starts to slowly approach you. Don't draw anything funny. Clamps around one hand, pulls it down, clamps around the other. Right. Come with us. They start walking you out of the room, and you see just a retinue of guards, like all around. Weapons trained as you come out. One of them raises the bow a bit shakily, but doesn't fire. A lot of them are just watching you. As you get walked down the stairs, and you see a door, small little door, opposite the end of the stairs. There's another one to the right, but they're taking you to the smaller one. Sitting by the door is a guard clad in more armor than the rest. He just looks up, rises and opens the door. They start to lead you down. As soon as you get into this dark hallway, the guard closes the door behind you and you hear a loud lock. They bring you up to this large iron door, and you're still in shock. Your ears are kind of ringing a bit. You don't feel much laughter. But but there is a faint echo of it. As the door opens, and you step inside this new area, you're a bit shaken to find that you've gone deaf. You can no longer hear your footsteps or the gentle sound of your clothing rubbing together. In the center of this dark, soundless hallway is a pale blue orb emitting only the faintest of light. You see doors lining the hallway made of heavy iron. They're locked from the outside by heavy latches and bolts. You watch as one of the guards pulls the bolt across, starts unlatching them, but you don't hear any of the noise. You get pushed inside this padded room. Your arms are still held behind your back, and they close the door behind you and lock you in. What are you doing?
I cast Disguise Self. But
It's disguise self. Doesn't work.
I think it does.
I'm sorry. Actually, you're right. It does. Spoken into existence.
Like he doesn't know like if it works or not.
No, you are right. I'm sorry. I read the wrong note. You are right. So it does. You cast disguise self to look like.
Nothing. So his face is no eyes, no nose, no mouth. It's just skin. And he leans his head against the wall in the fetal position.
Okay. With that, we're going to jump to the group outside. So, Andrew, you just saw someone look down, give you a little kiss, and then he's gone.
So, guys, I think this is what we were looking for, right here, right here.
Yes.
Yeah, but Andre says I can't fit down there, so like it's gotta be one of you two.
Well, both of us. You could stand guard. Here, take this, and he hands you the sending stone.
What do I do with this?
I don't know.
Hello.
You see that in the stone?
Yeah.
The stone that you're holding, Ezra, you kind of hear a faint hello.
Alright, well, wait for us to talk to you unless it's absolutely necessary, because I don't want this going off if we're trying to sneak around.
Do you guys need any help? If you're going in there, which are you both sneaky?
Pretty
I mean,
sneaky, I think.
No.
I can help one of you.
All right, well, help my brother.
Okay.
To be clear, it's a little bit past midday at this point.
Well, man,
Oh,
this good day's going so fast. Time flies when you're having a good day.
Yeah. Okay.
I am going to. Do I have permission to touch you?
Yes. Thank you for.
You're welcome. I've learned that that's something I should do.
It's polite.
And I'm going to cast Enhance Ability for Cat's Grace. So I kind of touch Ezra's shoulders, and like a little spectral cat, like cat paws come out of my hands, and then like go down his arms and then sink into his arms. You now have advantage on Dex checks for the next hour. All Dex checks. And you won't take any falling damage up to 20 feet.
To be clear, Havok, too, Andre was referencing Stiki when he said it might be tough for that one.
Oh, I thought you said you and you.
I thought he said that too.
Just Stiki.
Okay. Well,
I thought it was just
either way,
Stiki.
I'm so
Yeah, I was wrong, but it's just Stiki.
I thought it was Stiki.
Thank you, Aerith. Inspiration for you.
Well, I'm 6'5", and I'm not sneaky at all, so it's probably not a good idea to go in there anyway. I'm very unstealthy.
You don't know?
That's true.
But he did not tell you. He
Okay.
only told you to stick him.
Okay.
You know, maybe it's not the size.
So.
Anyway. I'm not stealthy. I don't want to go.
Okay.
Well, wish us luck, I suppose.
Like, are we on like a busy street?
No, but I mean, there's definitely people about. You're off to the side a bit, but.
What if you two make a little wall in front of the hole? We can.
Or have a drunken picnic? I mean, it's gonna be weird that you guys are standing here anyway.
We could have a picnic. It's raining.
A drunken picnic, you know?
What kind of psychopaths would be having a picnic next to the Reformation Center?
I don't know, but it's even stranger that you're standing here. So, use your good day
Maybe
brain.
pretend to be arguing or something. No, that'll draw too much attention.
Saying, just a drunken picnic.
Look lovingly in each other's eyes. PDA makes people very uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
Sure.
Even just the thought of it makes me a little. Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Stiki, Havok, look, make moon eyes at each other like you're about to kiss.
No, wait until we're gone. No, don't do it now.
Stiki, what?
Yes, do it now. The whole point is that people look away while we're getting.
All right, well I'm looking away.
Never mind.
Okay, yeah. And then he Stiki grabs.
Oh no! It's about to be a really good day for Havok here.
What? Stiki grabs Havok's face and goes, "You are a ray of sunshine."
You are a ray of sunshine.
Make a performance check, you two.
Oh.
Oh god, should I use my cardiac inspiration for this?
Only an hour and a half left. Not even.
I don't know. Okay, it's still gonna be bad no matter what. You know what? I'm gonna use it. Because I rolled a 3. Come on, ace. 4. That's 7. At least that's not a waste of too much.
Okay, so I got 17. I'm using my cardiac inspiration too.
Okay. And what was your cardiac inspiration?
It was +5, so 17 in total.
Oh, that took you to 17. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Walking by, you guys would get the sense that Havok is tired of this relationship. And Sticky is trying to make it work. Sticky is giving more love in this relationship. Havok is clearly on the outs.
Does it look like it's enough to make people kind of not want to look?
It depends. If you two are just going to be sitting there holding each other and staring at each other, that could cause people to look.
Yeah, I don't.
So I don't know how much of the tomfoolery is real.
Maybe do it over there somewhere. You know, we need a distraction first, and then you can do whatever it is you're doing.
And then he grabs Havok by the ear and starts pulling him away.
Oh.
All right. While they're doing that, I'm going to stealthily jump into the hole.
Okay. You start to climb into the hole, into this tunnel. As you're making your way through, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I would also like to stealthily crawl into the hole, but me too, yeah?
Dexterity saving throw.
Or I get advantage, right? Because all dex checks?
Only checks. I don't think a saving throw is technically a check.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my cardiac inspiration for that.
But if you fall, you don't take any falling damage for 20 feet.
It's gonna be a good big 7.
You're right. I'm gonna just let it happen. I got a 7 also.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
so low, it's not gonna be worth it. It's just.
You guys climb a bit, and suddenly, Aerith, this is a tight squeeze.
Oh my god.
Really tight.
No. No, I'm stuck.
You're stuck.
Oh my god, this is
Ezra,
horrible.
You're also stuck.
We're stuck.
Can
We're
I
stuck.
use, like, my,
I'm stuck.
Can I, like, if my hands are here, can I just kind of start, like, scrabbling at the dirt?
So you're like kind of framed in. Yeah, you can start scrabbling around at it. Go ahead.
Not necessarily to get forward, but just to kind of make the hole bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say you guys can do that for about. It takes about 15 minutes to clear up enough space because you're just kind of pushing it right back into where you're at, and so you're able
But
to move.
you know, we're at least making it looser. You know.
Yeah.
But don't make it too loose, because then we're gonna get trapped. It's gonna collapse. We're gonna. Oh, okay.
You also get the sense that could happen if you continue.
Careful. I'm gonna guide Ezra. I'm gonna guide.
I think you're in front. Right
Okay, then I'm gonna guide me. I'm guiding me.
Okay.
But I'm not rolling, so whatever. I don't know. just sort of whispering and praying to whatever spirits are here. It's like I'm not ready to go. I'm not ready to join you down here. Okay.
What are you doing? Are you just praying?
I mean, I want to try to very carefully make our way forward, but with the sort of spirit's help, guidance.
Okay. First, make a general wisdom check.
Okay. Straight wisdom's gonna be a 17.
Okay. You do feel the presence of something. So with that, go ahead and make another dexterity saving throw.
It's not good. It's not good, guys. It's not good. Oh. Roll my d4.
I'm sorry, not Ezra, not you.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be That's gonna make it a 9, and that's gonna be a +2. It's an 11, and we're going with.
Hey.
Wait, is this what does this mean? What does this mean?
It's 10. So.
No way!
21. Yeah. So you're able to just kind of shake your way and squeeze through a little bit, pulling your way forward, kind of shimmying your way. Ezra, you see Aerith moving ahead.
Gotta get out.
We
We gotta get out.
What are you, Ezra?
Ezra,
I'm not doing a dexterity saving throw. Oh, I'm going forward.
You're stuck right now. You're not moving.
No.
My squirmy move didn't work.
It's just shaking more dirt around you. Where you're at.
Why did his work?
Pulling you. He had divine intervention.
Fucker.
How far back is my friend?
Hold on.
How far back is he?
You can't see right now. You can't look. You can't. It's so small. You can't even look back behind you to see. But
I've got to the end.
No, you're still crawling.
Oh my god!
Another saving throw for you.
Well, now that he's no longer in front of me, am I able to get an arm out?
I'd say. So here's the thing. Rules as written. It says you get another saving throw in 6 hours.
But that doesn't mean that's really.
You can think of a way that how you push through. Why don't we call it a?
Hold on.
Make a strength check. Make a strength check.
Stiki and I are just out there pretending to like. I was like, Stiki, what is?
Hold on, let me just.
What's PDA?
Let me just read what traits I have real quick.
Okay, you can do that, or if you'd like, you can make a strength check to see if you can kind of push your way up. I'll have you do a strength and then a dex check to make sure you don't make it collapse around you as well.
Oh my god, this is horrible. This is my worst nightmare.
Okay, so strength check, just to check.
Yeah.
17.
Okay, you do feel able to at least get your hands out, and now it's the dex to see if you can pull yourself forward from this stuck spot without the dirt caving in around you.
Check or saving throw?
This will be a check. This is
So
just
you
to
would
pull
have-
yourself out of it.
You would have advantage then.
Okay.
Yeah, what do they mean by PDA?
13.
Okay. Your foot gets a little caught. Some of the tunnel to grasp at it, able to pull through. I need another dex saving throw if you're moving forward.
I think I didn't go in there. I'd fail all these.
I'm gonna guide myself.
Okay.
I rolled the same thing. And I rolled the same on the D4 too.
I'm sorry, guys.
Except this time I don't have this.
It's not your fault.
So that's gonna be a big ol' 11.
We could have approached this in lots of different ways, but this is
Ezra,
what we
what'd you get?
chose.
I don't know about that.
I had to go back
15.
in that house.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
With that, you're able to just keep slithering your way forward, Ezra. At a certain point, you notice that Aerith has stopped ahead of you,
I'm good with my hips.
and you just kind of... He's not moving.
Aerith?
I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I can't move. I can't do it. We're gonna be stuck in here forever.
Is it possible for me to like gently loosen the dirt just
Don't touch
immediately
me.
around?
Don't touch me. Don't.
Just immediately around him, so it's like easier for him to like shift his shoulders.
So, I mean, you're behind him right now by his feet, right? You guys are like...
What are you
crawling
doing?
on your-
I'm ticklish. Don't even. What's going on?
You can definitely try it around his feet. It'll take a bit to get up to his shoulders, but you can start doing around his legs.
Yeah, just gently and not above, only on the bottom.
Okay, sure.
The bottom and like the kind of like the bottom sides.
Yeah, I gotcha. Like you're trying to make sure that nothing collapses in, just digging
Yes.
deeper and down. Sure. I mean, with a little bit of digging, you're able to kind of feel more freedom in your legs, Aerith. So you can repeat your saving throw if you'd like. Now that you have kind of more push off of.
Yeah, it's worse.
Oh.
That's gonna be a 9. I can't roll for shit.
There's a heroic moment where he feels ready, and then
I'm starting to hyperventilate at this point.
This is where I wish I was a rogue.
with that, let's pause for the tunnel.
Oh my god, you're gonna leave me in this purgatory.
Jump over to Stiki and Havok.
Yeah, what's Pete? He's holding my face and it's like, what do I do next?
I don't know what PDA means.
I don't know what PDA means either.
Are we supposed to fight each other? Are we supposed to have a fight?
I think they very clearly were like, don't fight, right? They were saying like that would draw the attention. So like, don't do that, right? Or is that what is PDA like a fight move? Is it like a wrestling?
I don't know. I've never had a girlfriend. I don't know how to do that.
I've also never had a girlfriend. I broke Maria. Stiki, I'm being honest. I never. Why are you laughing at me?
Believe you.
Hey, why do you believe me so clear? Why are you laughing at me?
Stiki goes, no, I'm sorry, Havok. I know you love me, but we can never be. And then he like looks around to see if anybody's looking.
Be what?
Okay, make a perception check, Stiki.
We can never be what?
18.
Okay. You do see this older couple that were walking by, but seeing this, they kind of stop and glance over. It's a pair of like these two old ladies who are just kind of like, oh.
Wait, be what? What can't we be?
We can't be together because I am in love with Ezra.
You're in love with Ezra?
Yeah, I'm in love with Ezra. It's been long coming and I haven't said anything. I'm so sorry. And then Stiki like starts shaking and he's like on the verge of tears. This is a lot of adrenaline.
I mean, you can love Ezra. That's okay. I mean, he's a gorgeous man.
Oh.
Yeah, he's beautiful. You gotta fight with me.
But,
Havok, you have to fight with me.
But what about us?
I don't know. Sorry.
But you know what? I actually, could it maybe be all three of us?
I don't know because boundaries are kind of important and we have to ask Ezra's permission and Ezra
But
doesn't know.
you know I grew up in a culture where that is morally acceptable. You never accepted my culture.
I'm sorry.
You've always made me feel like the other.
I did?
Yes. Just now.
No. I accept you for who you are, though.
Except you don't want to love me anymore.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry. You get to be with Ezra. What do I get? What about me?
Confused.
I'm confused.
All right, that's enough. That's enough from you. And these two old women come right up to your face, Stiki. You get out of here, you two-timer.
Oh, no. No.
Stop playing tiddlywinks with her heart.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me, Havok. I don't know
One of them
how
turns
to...
around and starts consoling you, Havok.
I'm so unlovable. I know. I've
The old
always
lady
knew.
slaps you, Stiki. You've done enough.
You're right. I've not been a nice orc. I've been a very bad orc. I'm so sorry. And then Stiki plops onto the floor and like curls up in fetal position and starts babbling.
You come with us, darling. They turn to you.
And like as like we're having this fight, like real actual emotions were coming up of like not feeling like loved and things like that. So like legitimately like I am in a weird spot right now.
Sandwiched between these two old ladies who say, "Don't worry, hey, you're too good for him. You are. You know, some people really like the idea of 3 or even more."
I don't even think I ever really had him. I don't know.
Who do we ever really have? We just have this moment, you know? It could all end at any moment. That's why you just have fun with it. You just live.
I'm gonna roll an insight check. Are they hitting on me?
Okay. Yeah, I can make an insight check.
Oh my god.
That's a dirty 20.
Yeah, you get the sense they are definitely hitting on you. Why don't we saved some wine. Why don't you come have some wine with us? We'll talk this all out.
And then Stiki yells, Havok, no!
Some wine would be really nice. Thank you.
Havok.
We live right around here. Come along.
Oh, thank you. What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
I'm Stella, and this over here is Blanche.
Stella. That. Okay. Okay. Okay.
You not like our names?
No, those are beautiful names. I'm Havok.
Hello, Havok. What
Hi.
a great name for a beautiful person.
Thank you. You are such sweet ladies. Oh my gosh.
Someone needs to show you some kindness. You're a ray of sunshine, and that mean orc was trying to put clouds all over you.
Like, Havok breaks down a little bit at that. Like, that's the second time someone's told me that today, and I never thought it about myself before. Like fully loses it.
Havok walking away with these two old women. What are you doing?
Stiki yells, Havok! We have a job to do together. We made
You quit on that job. You quit on this one.
We made a promise.
Now she wants to talk about promises, huh? Hey.
I can't do this alone. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Havok, right? Havok.
I realize exactly what's happening. Finally, I go. You know, Stiki and I have just been through so much together, and it's a very complicated relationship, and I'm not going to give up on it as easily as he would have. I'm willing to fight for this.
Make a persuasion check.
It's
Or
not my
deception
skill.
check. Deception, actually.
This is not my good. This is not my good stuff, guys. This is really bad. Natural one.
You're lying to yourself right now. Trust us. We've lived. We have experience. Experience. And I'm telling you, this is not the decision to make right now.
I love you.
Come have a drink with us.
My
And maybe
lord.
tomorrow you can reconsider, but just flying back into it is not wise.
Our friends would be so heartbroken.
You do this for your heart, not for your friends.
You know, I've given it some thought, and I'm not ready to give up on this relationship.
No, we're not going to hear it. Come with us. Come have a drink.
I don't think I'm ready for anything else right now.
What do you mean
Stiki
anything?
stands up and starts running to this tree.
It's just a big orc just sprinting at us. Okay, and then what?
And
Yeah, you run up and suddenly you're there.
He stops and he says, I love you. I'm sorry. I will never leave you. Ever.
Prove it. Give her a kiss. A big smooch. With tongue.
Okay. And then
Its eyes are like, my eyes are just like wide, like, I don't know how this is gonna work.
Well, Havok, you know about acne. You probably have some idea about.
No, like, it's just like, in this anatomically, how is this going to work?
It's love. You just make it work. Come on.
Hey, love is love.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you doing, Stiki?
Stiki, grabs her snout. And, puckers up through his tusks. And, closes really tightly. And says, okay, ready? Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 2.5.
I do it.
Fucking kiss him.
I do it. I lean in and I do it.
Okay, you
Just
do kiss.
lean in.
Yep. And then he
just like,
he does kisses.
yeah.
This is
It's just an awkward, like, push.
Remember, you use that tongue. You got to use the tongue.
This is like the
Use the tongue. It's called Barovian kissing.
I don't. Stiki licks the snout, just like.
Oh.
That's how we do it where I grew up. He's respecting my culture, and I lick his nose back.
Oh. This is lovely. You know, here we thought you two were in some kind of terrible relationship, and
No, it's been full of love. It's full
young
of
love
love.
is tough.
So much love. So
You
much
know
love.
what? You should hug it out.
Like, okay, and he goes in to hug Havok.
Oh
and
no,
then,
but do it sexy. Put the hands down low on their butts. Blanche. Well, I mean, they're gonna, you know.
he whispers to Havok, "I'm so sorry. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, you're my best friend, and I feel like do this. It's okay. Are you okay? You okay if I do?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Are you okay? I don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know I didn't have time to ask for consent on that one, but I think we're in a pretty tough situation.
Well, we're on our way. If you still want that wine, come on over.
Blanche, Stella, thank you for helping us work out our issues.
That's the least we could do. Sometimes just that human contact, you know, it's so big.
A little outside
You
perspective.
need to be honest about your emotions, too. If this one really does have feelings for this Ezra, whoever the heck that might be, that's a discussion to be had, and there's no problem with more people involved in your relationship as long as everyone's comfortable.
There's enough room to love everyone.
That's right.
Yeah, there is. And then Stiki pats Havok's butt. Just pat.
Well, come along, Blanche. I'm ready for some wine. They walk away. With that, we'll jump over to Newton.
Oh God, there's another one of us. I forgot.
Newton, are you doing anything while you have
Newton is catatonic on the floor, head against the wall. I mean, he is not okay, buried deep. The environment outside is very much reflective of the environment inside.
Gotcha. After a little while, your door opens up, and you see a large hulking figure standing in the doorway. It's Ezek. He picks you up, starts walking you right outside. As he takes you out the iron doors that led into this place, suddenly you can hear again. Your senses are back.
You're in a lot of trouble then, aren't you? The fuck are you?
Faceless man. That's all he sees.
Oh, it's still just all skin.
Yeah.
Well, you're a tough one, aren't you? No doubt you're a servant of the devil now. It's a bit of a shame. But I think I'm gonna like killing you.
He holds his clawed hand into your gut, and you feel this burst of flame. You take 10 points of fire damage.
Okay.
As you double over, he picks you back up against the wall.
Was that fun? Did you enjoy that? I can't tell, it's so tough to read right now.
There's like a drop of blood, seemingly coming from nowhere, just on the face.
Another burst of flame. You take 11 points of damage.
So wait, it was 10 first?
9 and then 11.
Okay.
I'll stop if you tell me to. If you're big. Go on. Big.
Man, I hate being convicted of my own character choices.
It starts to push you back across the threshold as he says that.
Bet.
The spell breaks. I mean, like you can't hold the spell.
You can't hear him as you're across the threshold into that other room. Pulls you back out.
Now, weren't you at the dinner with the burgomaster the other night? That's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Come on.
Starts walking you through the room, deeper into whatever this underground area is. With that, we'll jump over to our tunnel buddies.
Wait.
Okay.
Never mind.
6 hours later, right? 6 hours later.
So
Their skeletons are rotting in the no.
I don't know if this helps at all, but I do have spider climb, which lets me crawl across surfaces with my hands free.
Okay.
I don't know if that helps at all, but I'm just putting that out there. I was wondering if I'm able to see past Aerith at all.
Barely. It's even with dark vision. There's no light source down here, so you can kind of make out some little cracks just between where his shoulders are lodged and whatnot, but not much.
Can I misty step in front of him?
Make a perception check first. Yeah, I'll say you can.
Okay. Just to the, because it has to be a spot that I can see. So whatever spot I can see, I'm gonna misty step in front of him.
Okay. Aerith, as you're stuck there and claustrophobia is beginning to set in, suddenly you see Ezra, at least Ezra's feet, in front of you.
What the? What? Who's that? Who's that? What?
It's me, Aaron. It's me.
Okay.
Can you grab my foot? I'm gonna see if you holding on to me will pull us both out. Okay.
Okay. Make a dexterity saving throw at
Can
at
I help?
disadvantage.
Oh.
Or if you guys, I guess you guys both doing, so let's just do it straight.
All right. Oh, that's finally what we need. That's a 20. Come on,
mine's
brother.
a 17. So.
Okay. I'm also going to need Ezra to make a strength check.
Just a check, not a saving
Check.
throw.
He's a
Or
dragon.
athletics.
Dragon.
Well, it doesn't matter. Athletics is the same. I swear, I lost my thing. Nat 20.
Okay. That's huge.
I'm literally hot.
That is huge. Because even with Aerith's great roll, you had to get unstuck first. And so with that natural 20, you're able to just, Ezra does not skip a leg day. And with that, Ezra is able to pull you just out enough, Aerith. And you two are able to claw your way through the rest of this tunnel. And finally, emerging on the other side, you see that this cell you're emerging in is piled high with dirt and displaced stones. The area that once held, likely, the makeshift bathroom is the one that was excavated. And the tunnel you're now exiting out of, well, you're exiting out of it. And you see in front of you some iron gates. They are currently closed.
Do we hear, can I hear anything? Is there any noise, any people?
Make a perception check.
I think while they're kind of getting out, Ezra would kind of like pat and squeeze Aerith's shoulder. Be like, we got it, buddy. Don't worry.
Okay.
10.
You don't hear anything down here. It's not the way I was describing it for Newton. You can hear things, but it doesn't sound like anyone's
Yeah.
about. But after a moment, you start hearing what sounds like a shuffling.
Like
Shuffling in this room?
No, in the halls.
Like feet, like soldier feet, or like a prisoner feet.
It doesn't sound like it's something heavily booted, so you wouldn't guess soldier.
But there is a gate in between. There's bars in between.
There's bars. You're in a prison cell.
Okay.
Is there like a dark spot to just kind of like, like when you play hide and seek in the dark, and sometimes if you just find a spot to be very still, you can kind of not be seen?
Yeah.
Ezra would like to do...
It's completely dark down here. It's pitch black. So.
Oh, okay. So Ezra would just kind of like to sit, go completely still in a corner of the room, just to see if he can tell if,
Gotcha. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Advantage. 18.
Okay. And Aerith, are you doing the same?
Oh yeah, be quiet. Yes. Except I rolled a 1. Plus... plus
Aerith,
4. That's 5.
You have dark vision, by the way, right? I believe you.
Yes.
You start to turn, and as you do so, you said 4 overall?
5 overall?
Oh, 5. Okay, in that case, you're good.
The DC.
You stub your toe against the iron bars. Doesn't let out a huge noise, but you definitely made a noise. The other thing you two notice is that the makeup you guys put on is a bit messed up going through that tunnel.
Yeah. Oh,
Mostly your faces are caked in dirt, so it doesn't seem that bad necessarily, but...
Yeah.
Oh, you got something right there, brother. I sort of smear it and I make it worse. Yeah, there's...
his hand away.
Ah!
Stop it.
As you say stop it, the shuffling grows louder. And you see this small man, maybe 5 feet tall, kind of hunched over, completely shaved head, kind of egg-shaped. Just walks up to the cell, turns around and looks in. And you see this completely blank expression on his face.
Does he see us?
Brings a plate down, puts it on the ground. Starts shuffling back away.
I think Ezra would kind of go forward to watch him leave.
Okay. Looking down, you do see that there is a hallway that extends about... Well, it goes off into the darkness further than your dark vision can even see.
I have 120 feet.
It goes about 100 feet. And you do see, at a certain point, maybe about 50 feet away, the figure turn left and start going down another hallway.
Okay. What does the food look like?
Looks real bad.
Yeah.
It is some very moldy bread. It looks like there's some kind of meat, but there's definitely little insects crawling on it.
Ezra would gag just a little. And then he'd inspect the lock.
Okay. It is a bit of a rusty lock, but it doesn't look like it's very well kept. I mean, nothing down here from what you see, it looks like it's very well kept. It seems like whatever comes down here is meant to be lost and forgotten, just left.
Does it look like I could break it if I kind of shoved my dagger in it and twisted?
Make an intelligence check.
Make a what check?
Intelligence.
Just plain intelligence?
Yeah.
13?
It'd be worth a shot.
Sure, let's give it a shot. Just an attack with my dagger?
So you're basically trying to put it in and see if you can break the lock from within.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a strength check.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
I rolled a 19 and my strength is +1.
With that, you do hear a... And the gate starts to open up. I don't know why the gate sounded like a fart, but...
Some gates do.
Well done. Oh my god.
I think, and as he did it, he would kind of make sure he's holding the lock so it doesn't fall and plunk to the ground.
Well, it's like attached to the door, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Before I fully open it, can I just make sure there's like do another check to make sure I don't hear anyone coming?
Yeah, make another perception check.
19.
Okay. You hear the door, some door, echoing off, burst open.
Oh.
You hear someone coughing and large, heavy steps making their way down the hall.
Oh.
Does the lock look broken?
No. I mean, it would take someone having to come look at it.
Can we go down the other way of the hallway, away from the sound? Is there more hallway the other way?
There's about 10 feet, and there's a couple other cells.
And then a wall.
Yep, and then a wall.
Ezra would just kind of like, does the gate stay closed if you don't touch it?
Yeah, I mean, it would take someone having to walk down this way to really notice it. It's just like kind of lazily hanging open.
Is there? Can if we go back in the cell, can we be hidden? Like, does the bars go the whole way?
Darkness. It's complete darkness, so you could potentially try to hide in the cell.
I know, but if someone has light or something. But what I'm asking is, do the bars go the whole width of the room? Is there like somewhere we could hide behind?
No, it's just a wall behind you. It's like dirt walls.
But I mean, where the
bars meet. Is
the
there
bars.
any like stone space to hide?
Exactly.
And, like...
No, they're just like open bars.
Okay.
Ezra would very gently close the gate.
Okay.
And then do his dinosaur hide. If I'm very still, they won't see me in the back of the room.
Oh, I thought it made you stand like this.
Check. Aerith, if you're hiding, you can make one too.
I'm not gonna be in that thing. I'm gonna go outside. Outside of the. I'm gonna go down the hallway, away from the sound.
Okay. You start to head.
Ezra rolled a 15.
15? Okay.
Yes.
You start to head out and turn right, and as you do, you hear the noises coming closer.
I want to go away from the sound.
Yeah. You're going away from the sound.
Yeah.
They are headed in this way. You see suddenly this figure get thrown up against the wall. And another one charge up and grab him and hold him up.
What does he look like?
Looks like Newton.
I charge forward. I run. And I cast.
You're gonna say goodnight for now, right, Newton?
Okay.
I cast Bane on what's his butt? The big guy with the crab arm.
Joe's crab check.
So that's gonna be a charisma saving throw. What'd you say?
Sorry, so you're casting it on the guy who's holding him?
Yeah. Charisma saving throw, right. DC 14.
He rolled a 14, so that was a success.
Oh, and with my bonus action, I'm gonna cast that inspiration that I've been holding on to, and I say, Kyle the Bard, remember the Morning Lord, and the morning light be with you, and Newton, you get 2d6. Let's see, 3 plus 4, 7 plus my level, which is 4. So 11 points of healing. What? And if you have any, do you have any conditions right now?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, none that I've either.
Okay, cool.
I think as soon as Ezra realized this dumb bitch was casting a spell, he just...
Let's roll initiative.
No.
No!
You know,
Oh
Gareth took a surprise round, but that was the round.
This guy's way stronger than I have a feeling.
We will see what happens.
Meanwhile, Havok and Stiki are outside, just standing awkwardly next to each other, not wanting to speak.
All right, 20 to 25.
21.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you get advantage on your first round of attacks, Newton.
22 with my initiative. So.
Gotcha. 15 to 20.
17.
Okay. All right. So with that, it is over to Newton. So Newton, your head kind of turns. You're still in a bit of a daze as you look over and see Aerith, or at least some figure in the darkness. It's tough to tell. Rushing towards you. What are you doing?
So, of course I would roll a natural 20 when my character is in a catatonic state. It's such horseshit. I think I would... I think I passed turn. I'm sorry. I have to pass turn.
I think that makes sense for where Newton's at.
Yeah.
So Newton, you kind of see Aerith, and Newton looks in your direction. And I mean, you've known Newton for a little while now. It's kind of odd that he doesn't seem to do anything.
Okay.
It's your turn. What do you want to do?
Oh man, I'm gonna do. Does he have a weapon on him? Does he have a weapon on him?
Newton? He does not.
No.
The guard has a battle axe strapped on his back.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Crown of Madness. It's gonna be Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. What's the DC?
14.
Okay. That is a natural 17.
Oh.
Minus 1 is 16.
Nope. Okay, that did not work. That's my action. But I'm going to continue running towards him and get up to him if I can.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say with your movement, you're able to get right up to him and Newton.
And I'm going to cast... Oh, wait, but I mean... But did... Because, okay, let me just say, because it could be a cool story thing, that bardic thing that I had was supposed to heal him, but also get rid of a condition. Blinded, deafened, paralyzed, petrified, or poisoned.
So these are not conditions I've put on him. This was Newton saying that he's been tortured, he's been possessed to a certain degree.
Newton just relived the most traumatic event of his life.
It's also a story beat for him.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I will cast another inspiration to Newton. Say, snap out of it! We've got to go! And so whatever roll you got coming up, you got a D6.
You hear that?
I'm gonna put myself in between the exit and this guy.
In between the exit and this guy?
Yeah, like if they came down the stairs, I'm gonna go stand.
Like you're heading down the hallway to leave, or at least the hallway he came from.
The hallway he came from. Yeah, I'm gonna put myself in between. Yeah.
So you start to make your way there. It is now over to him. He is going to pull out his battle axe, and he just says, "You made a fucking mistake." He's going to take a swing at you. The first one is 11 plus 7, so that's...
Yeah, that
18.
hits.
All right. He's using it two-handed as he slashes into you and cuts you across. You're trying to just look at Newton and figure out what exactly is going on with him. You take... Take 14 points of damage as he slashes into you. And then he brings down another blow trying to cut you into your head, essentially. But that is much worse. That is only a 9 to hit.
That doesn't hit.
And so as he goes to cut into you, you roll out of the way on the ground and pick yourself back up. That is going to be... And he just says to you,
Stop now before I fucking kill you.
That's his turn. It is over to Ezra.
Ezra sighs loudly. And then casts Witch Bolt at 2nd level.
Okay. You step out into the hallway. As you do so, he's going to use his reaction.
Oh, I'm not stepping out into the hallway. I'm still in the room.
Okay, I believe you'd have to see him to do it. He's currently out of your range.
Isn't he close to the cell?
No. He's at the edge of the hallway where that other person turned, about about 40, 50 feet away.
Oh, my bad. I misunderstood where everyone was. So I would get within to just the 30-foot range of him.
Okay.
And then cast Witch Bolt.
As you do that, he's going to use his reaction to hurl some flame at you. So seeing you out of the corner of his eye, he casts some fire in your direction. That is a 21 to hit you.
Yeah, that hits.
You take... 9 points of fire damage.
Great.
As you turn to the corner and suddenly that clawed hand, you watch this now, Aerith. Some fire licks up the side of it and then shoots out towards Ezra. And Ezra, you feel the flames hit you as you begin to cast your spell. Go ahead and roll to hit.
21.
21 definitely hits. Roll damage.
15 plus 6, that's 21, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, I can't do math.
Well, you did it well. That was right.
15.
Okay. This witch bolt
lightning damage
courses into him, and you see him take it. Oh, you have some tough ones, huh? Anything else you guys or you want to do? That's right.
Ezra would like to back away, if possible.
Okay. Witch bolt has 60-foot range, right?
It has 30, so he was 30 foot, so now he's backing away.
Okay. So it would drop on him once you back away.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. I'm sorry. You're right. I forgot. He doesn't back away.
Okay. So you stay within 30 feet, but are kind of eyeing him. Newton, you're still somewhat in a haze as you're seeing your friends. These are your friends, you've noticed, attacking Ezek. What are you doing?
So am I on the ground? Am I up?
You were pushed up against the wall. You're basically leaning against the wall on your own strength at this moment. But Ezek is in between you and Aerith.
Okay. This is kind of weird, but I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion.
Okay.
And it's behind, whatever direction we see. So Ezek's in front of me, right? And they're
yeah. So you're basically at the head of this T intersection. Ezek and Aerith are to the south, and then you have a path to the left where the witch bolt came from, and then one to the right.
So what Newton is so basically Newton is impulse reacting to chaos, right? So
yeah.
This is all happening, and he's kind of looking off down the hallway.
Okay, so what are you doing, Newton?
I'm casting Minor Illusion.
Okay.
And a woman. So the illusion I'm casting is of a beautiful woman with flowers in her hair, but she's glimmering, she's lit, almost a luminescent.
Okay.
And he's just looking at her.
Gotcha. So, Ezra, you see suddenly this beautiful woman appear on the other side of all of this. And you see your ally Newton just kind of staring slackly in her direction. Anything else you want to do? Newton.
Oh, I thought you were talking to her. No.
Okay. With that, we're over to Aerith.
So just doubled over in pain, and looking at his hands are covered with blood, just stares daggers at Newton. Says, "You got us into this mess. You're not going to help us get you out." And I'm going to disengage and run up the stairs.
Okay. So you don't necessarily see stairs. What you see as you turn around is a hallway. In the darkness, it looks like you can make out that there's a door about 30 feet away from you on the right and one on the left.
Okay. So I'm going to go to one on the left.
Okay. You run in to this door on the left-hand side, and you come into what looks to be a common living quarters. There's 4 separate beds. There's a small table in the center, and you see one of those small attendants.
The
bald ones.
strange one. Okay.
Looking at you. As you come in, doesn't really react at all. Just stares at you.
Okay. Is there another door?
So it took you your 30 feet to get down to that door on the left.
To get down, I went down?
Yeah, you said you were going towards the exit, and so far there are no stairs that you've seen yet.
Oh, okay. Then that's all I got.
Okay. With that, we are over to Ezek. Ezek, looking around at these new assailants, first looks over to you, Newton. Says, "Just go the fuck to sleep." He's going to attack you with his battle axe.
He doesn't see the bioluminescent woman.
He doesn't give a fuck. He's got 3 people suddenly down here, and the people that are attacking him are more powerful than those here he's used to seeing down here. That is a 22 to hit you.
Yeah, nailed.
Yeah, that's his armor class.
Oh, good. Buddy. You take 22 points of damage from his battle axe.
So
it's non-lethal. He's trying to knock you out. But he basically brings over the blunt end and just slams it onto your head.
So if I'm at 0, I'm knocked out, right?
Yeah. So you fall to the ground, unconscious. The image fades. Do me a favor, Ezra. Check to see if at the start of their turn they take witch bolt damage. I'm not sure if they do or not, but check that.
No, it's on my turn.
Gotcha. Well, he is going to use his movement to run after you, Aerith. And he's going to take a swing. It's a 16 to hit you.
That is my armor class, yeah.
Okay, and he's actually then just going to try to grapple you. So if you'd like to make a check against it, you can.
Yeah.
So it'll be acrobatics or athletics, whichever you'd like to try and break out.
That's 7.
What is it?
7.
Okay. He grabs you and pins you up against the wall. His clawed hand resting against your throat, actually holding you like this. And you feel like a little bit of burning going on. He just says, "Don't fucking move, or I'll light you up pretty." With that, we're over to Ezra.
I would like to use my object interaction, please, and pull out the sending stone that I left with Havok.
Okay.
And he just, code red, bad news, help, bottom floor, and put it back. He's 60, or he's, how far away from me, is he? He's like 60 feet away from me now, isn't
He's
he?
now 60 feet. You did see Newton fall unconscious 30 feet from you.
Yeah. I think Ezra's gonna try to climb out the hole.
Okay. Ezra goes back to the hole.
So the witch bolt doesn't happen?
He's 60 feet
moved down
away.
the range
He's out of
anyway.
my range.
But you make your way back to the hole and
Uh-huh.
dive in.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to your checks on the next round.
Mhm.
Okay. Newton, this is your first death saving throw.
Oh, I thought you said non-lethal.
Oh, you're right. What am I saying? This is your first. You're A-okay, buddy.
I was gonna say, I thought you very clearly noted the non-lethal.
Okay. Aerith, it's over to you.
I don't move. I don't do anything.
Okay, then what I'm going to do right now is we're going to drop out of initiative. He's looking at you really strangely, Aerith. He licks his hand. Starts wiping your face.
Ew. Gross.
Wiping the dirt away from you. And he changes hands. He puts his other hand on you and raises the light up to your face to look at you. You see these tears begin to form in his eyes. Brother. Brother. I found you. Is this real?
Do I know him?
I mean, you know him. He's Ezek. You've definitely seen the guy. But... Brother! And he reaches into his back pocket. He lets you down. He pulls out a doll. It's you. It really is you. Brother! And he grabs you and pulls you into this tight embrace, and he's sobbing as he holds on to you. And you're sitting there in the dark as this giant half-elf holds you. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Oh, no.
Weird.
I knew that was gonna happen. It was all part of the plan. All part of the plan.
But not a half PK.
There's
I mean,
so
no
much
one
love in today's episode. It's just
yeah, there's lots
Oh,
of
God.
different varieties of love.
PDA. Lots of PDA happened.
What is that?
Oh man.
Wow.
Okay.
Good job tonight, everybody. Just like I said, we would have. It's a good job. Let's do great.
Well,
We
there
can.
is some interesting things for sure happening with this group. And interesting things that will be continuing to happen the next time we meet. We have one party member who is at least unconscious at the moment, though not dying. We have one who is in a hole and potentially stuck in the hole. We'll find out. And we have two who are learning the finer points of PDA, and one getting hugged by someone who's calling him a brother.
Also learning PDA.
I got another brother. Got two now. This is great.
And so we'll see what happens next time. But next Monday, don't forget to tune into Insight Check Late Night. Then we'll be back with another Ravenloft, and then we'll be back with Playtest after that. So we'll see you then.
All right. Good
Bye, everybody.
night.
Thank you.